God bless everybody. Today it is November 13th of 2022, and this is going to be a real quick update on a couple events that are occurring out here that I think you need to be aware of. It ties in to Daniel 8, and I keep updating Daniel 8 so you'll sort of see this evolving in front of us. Turkey has had a massive explosion in the heart of Turkey's Istanbul. They're still trying to pick up the pieces, so we really don't know, how many fatalities and injuries there have actually been, and this may be a while before we understand just exactly what, how many people have been hurt and different things. But they're also in the process right now of trying to figure out who was responsible for this. And another event that just happened that I wanted to talk to you about that I think ties into this and is going to move us forward in the next 3 to 6 months. I would say more like 3 months, but let's see how this works. Is this, there's sort of been an agreement between the Syrian Defense Forces and Turkey and Syria. So if we go to the Syrian live map and look at the Kurds, and you can look at different regions around the area. You can look at Iran and all these different places. But I usually target the Kurds because I'm looking at Daniel 8. I'm looking at very specific prophecy to happen. It's a past prophecy that I believe will occur in the future. And I believe it's going to occur within months. We'll see how this all plays out. We had that death of that young woman over here that was Kurdish. And now they're having all these protests, as you can see here. But the thing that I wanted to bring to your attention is that we have it's sort of an alignment. So if you go to the Syrian live map and you click on that article, because if you click on those little buttons, they'll actually take you to an article. Now, it doesn't give you a lot of information, and things are coming out all the time. As you can see, this happened 4 days ago. This is the Syrian Defense Force. The commander-in-chief says that Damascus is normalizing with Ankara or Turkey, and this could be taken as an approval of Turkish to occupy Syria. So I've been talking about this because I think it's extremely important. So I want to go back to the big map again. So look how this is breaking down. I've been talking how this is going to break down for a while, but so if Syria now, which is this area here, and Damascus, can be occupied by Turkey, they're going to start setting up this zone here against Iraq. So basically the Kurds can't come across, and they're going to start applying pressure over the border from not only Syria but Turkey. This is going to collapse the Kurds down, and Erbil could be attacked. And we've had that warning from Iran that they were going to attack Erbil because we got a green zone there. So we've got pressure from both sides on Erbil now, from Turkey and Iran. It's also the regional capital of the Kurdistan people, so that's another thing we have to look at. But as this collapses down, and look, they've got all this extra gaining of ground here to go into Iraq, that they're going to start driving and setting up these buffer zones between Syria and Iraq, and this is going to start to collapse down. Well, if you look at Daniel 8, it says clearly that when the Medes, or the Kurds, align with Persia and Iran, and somehow they end up around Baghdad, in the Shush area, in the province of Elam, which is around in here, that Turkey would come over and smash both these nations and destroy them. Now this is starting to form quickly, so we got to watch how fast this is going to form. And if my paradigm's right, then we will see an attack on Iran by Turkey in January. Now, I'm throwing a specific date out here because that's what the paradigm states. So I'm just using what the paradigm indicates in the paradigm I found in the Bible. I've showed you where I've found this date. You can go back and look videos about that. But so that date is January 24th, of 2023 through Valentine's Day of 2023, which would be February 14th. That's the window of time, I believe, that Turkey has the highest probability of attacking Iran, just based on what I'm seeing out here. So anyway, keep an eye on this. I think this is pretty profound. The explosion in Turkey is definitely profound. They are, at this very moment, at high speed rate, trying to figure out who caused this explosion. It's in the main sector of Istanbul, in one of their public areas that's highly trafficked. That's why there was so much carnage in this. And so they are going to look at this, and this won't stand. Turkey never allows things like this to stand. And so if they find that it is a Kurdish thing, that will then apply a lot of pressure to the Kurds, especially now that Turkey has the ability to occupy Syria. And if that is the case, as they start putting pressure down on Iraq and Erbil over here, as you can see, they're bombing this whole front at this point, as you got all these protests going off in Iran and different things. This is going to start to break down quickly, and as this starts to break down interiorly here, these refugee Kurdistan people are going to start to migrate over this border, over Iran, because there's 10 million Kurdistan people over here. And like I say, when it gets down around Baghdad and Elam, and this is where Daniel is when he sees the prophecy, I'm just saying, for some reason he sees this collapse down into Elam, around the Ulai River, around Shush, Iran, and that when this happens, and we saw the Kurds and the Iranians align, join, Kurds are forced to align somehow, but somehow they align. I don't have that kind of a crystal ball. But once they do, it indicates that God would send not only Turkey against them, he would send the Archangel Michael against them. And if you go to Daniel 10, 4, and 13, it indicates this war would only last 21 days. So that's why the dates of January 24th to February 14th, February 14th, are so significant, because there's a date stamp there of the 24th day of the first month, and so I believe there's a high probability of an attack on that month. Anyway, God bless. Keep an eye on things. Maybe nothing will happen. It's something to keep our eye on as we see this accelerate. And if so, I hope it really does happen, because then we definitely know the roadmap to the end, and we know the date stamps, and we know what to look for then. So that's what I'm hoping for. If it doesn't happen, well, then I'll be the first one to admit I'm wrong, and it didn't happen, and we'll see where we go from there. But I think the 24th of January is extremely important. So God bless everybody. Have a great night, and find the open door. Find Jesus. He is the light and the Savior, and he is the only way to the next level. God bless everybody. Have a great night.